All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Miami Comedy Podcast. This time, we are going live once again because we are approaching the Miami F1. And so I've decided to make this episode dedicated to one of the biggest events Miami has got going on an annual basis. This is the time of year where we all appreciate cars and how expensive they are, how loud they can get, and how social media can be motor driven for the next 48 hours. How long is the F1? It's like the weekend, right? What I like about the F1 is it really puts your bank account to the test, the stress test. Because if I recall correctly, last year, chicken nuggets were $300. And if you posted the menu with that price tag and the nuggets right next to that menu, that is just as good as having a Rolex on your wrist. What's great about the Miami F1 is, even though this is kind of like Art Basel with engines, us as locals, we still appreciate having an event that we can all talk about. It brings us together, and it gives us memories, like being able to reminisce about that time you did 90 on the Palmetto and the cop let you go with a warning. Because let's face it, man, every day in these expressways, it's the Grand Prix. It's almost 24/7. It just depends on what you're able to catch. So instead of seeing Ferrari versus McLaren one time a year, you can see Honda Civics versus Nissan Altimas all year round. Or maybe you can see something like a Toyota Corolla versus a Slingshot rental. One is a local, and the other one is someone visiting the city of Miami. They got it in a rental spot over at Miami Beach, and now they're cruising down the Palmetto at 90 miles an hour, and you get to witness it. When it comes to racing in the city of Miami, it's kind of like Fast and Furious, but with a Temu budget. Because in reality, no one needs to know. I mean, sometimes we do post it on social media. We got to let the people know that we're racing or that we're doing donuts. However, you're pretty much snitching on yourself because from what I can tell, they're cracking down on all these race car clubs in the city of Miami. As a matter of fact, let's do some research. What happened to the race car clubs in Miami? So according to the Google AI, race car clubs in Miami have largely evolved from traditional public tracks into ultra-exclusive high-end motorsports country clubs, offering luxury amenities, private tracks, and high membership fees. Prominent examples include the Concourse Club near Opelika and the Precision Drive Club at the Hard Rock Stadium. No, I'm not talking about this. All right, so Google's trying to give me the legal car club. No, I know what I've seen late at night in a McDonald's parking lot, where a bunch of loud Honda Civics start doing donuts and people record it, and then the cops pull up and it becomes part of an action scene on social media at 3 a.m. on Instagram Live. Here we go. Illegal racing crackdown. Miami-Dade police have intensified efforts to stop illegal street racing, drifting, and donut contests, often utilizing social media to identify participants. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what's been going down. The same way the plug used to show you big old bags of purple haze and tell you that it's for sale, and then he disappears. You never hear from him again now. Is the same way that guy that you knew that had the Honda Civic SI, the Type R, no longer is able to post about what he does and all the adventures he went through driving that car. So illegal racing in Miami crackdown, because this is the real motorsports culture in our city. Oh, let me share my screen here for those watching the live stream. So according to Google, Miami-Dade authorities are conducting massive crackdown on illegal street racing and intersection takeover, resulting in dozens of arrests, vehicle impoundments, and targeted operations against organized groups using surveillance, social media intelligence, and drones. Police are targeting dangerous drifting and donut stunts, with new laws upgrading offenses to felonies for organizers and participants. Well, here's the thing, man. Every time you see a video of someone doing donuts, you can't help but think when they do like the shows on a parking lot somewhere, for some reason, someone just gets close enough for you to get hit by that, and then you just fly off the frame of the camera. Even though I know some people gotten seriously injured, but at the same time, man, I mean, you put yourself in harm's way, and it's kind of funny to see some. It's almost like like a ragdoll cartoon of someone just flying off because they wanted to get the close-up shot. All right, so check this out. February 10th, the closest to date article. Miami Gardens man is arrested in crackdown on street takeovers. A Miami Gardens man is the newest alleged perpetrator caught amid the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office crackdown on street racing and takeovers, which authorities often say are deadly, lawless activities that won't be permitted. After months of investigation, detectives say the man is tied to 6 illegal racing events. Now, this guy is kind of like the kingpin of illegal racing in the city of Miami. Not going to say his name. 6 counts of participating in coordinated street takeover as of Tuesday afternoon. He remained in Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center. Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office detectives have been tracking and monitoring street takeovers. Groups block traffic at intersections to perform reckless driving maneuvers. From October 5th to the 28th, detectives saw driving a yellow Chevy Camaro in 6 takeovers, which were organized in a group chat that authorities secretly infiltrated. So here's the thing when it comes to the racing clubs, the illegal ones in the city of Miami, is if you got a nice whip and you participate in this kind of club, your nice whip is going to stand out. So even though in the city of Miami, one of the most important things that you can purchase to make sure that your status goes up is owning a fancy car or a car with a muscle engine. But what can you really do with it? Now that everyone's getting cracked down in these illegal street takeovers, you can only follow the rules of the road with your fancy 6-figure car. But F1 comes around once a year and allows us all to come together and appreciate the motorsport. But here's what I've realized. Did you know that Homestead allows you to race your car? Check this out. Homestead Miami Speedway. I didn't know this. But get this, you can pay, what is it, like $30 so that you can participate in a legal drift with your car. Now, I drive a Mazda Miata, okay? And I would love to see that thing speed up. I've never taken it too fast, even though whenever I hit the turns, it's tight, it's nimble. I never worry about that thing flipping over when it only weighs 150 pounds. The chassis of a Mazda Miata is very small, but I've never participated in a street race or did donuts with it. But it is a sexy car. I think it's a 180 horsepower engine. I'd love to see what it can do. You can race your own car at Homestead Miami Speedway during Fast Lane Friday events, which are legal drag racing nights for street legal cars, typically costing around $50 for 6 laps. For a professional experience, the NASCAR racing experience offers driving sessions in actual race cars, while the Extreme experience offers exotic supercar driving, with prices varying by experience. Legal organized drag racing on the Pit Road Straightway. You need to be 18 years or older, and it's $50 a car. So I'm planning on doing this just for the sake of doing it. However, I don't know what kind of car I'll be up against, or do you do it by yourself? But this sounds like a lot of fun, and it sounds like the Miami F1 should participate in bringing these kinds of racing events during Grand Prix, because this is really what we celebrate when it comes to motorsports in the city of Miami. We want to do stuff like this, but we have to resort to illegal stuff. So why not do it in a way where the locals can participate in the Homestead Speedway? And let's say you could bring up the stakes. Let's say someone got a speeding ticket not too long ago. All right, if you want to be, speed racer in these Miami streets, why don't you take it to Homestead during the Grand Prix F1, and maybe like the cops can let go of somebody with a speeding ticket, like they can pardon them or something. So even though you were going 90 miles in a 60 with your BMW, well, so was this Toyota Corolla 30 days before you. Why don't you guys race against each other, and whoever wins gets the speeding ticket dropped? Like, that would be an interesting thing to see during Miami F1. All right, we get it. A McLaren F1 Formula One car is in the road or whatever. You sit in the bleachers and you watch that happening. How about you pay $50 and you drag race your car legally? And then you can invite all your friends and family to see you race the car that you keep showing off. And then, you know, when you pull up in the driveway and you've got a loud engine, you can now show them why you made that investment in your car. Look, you see? I told you that this Nissan Altima can beat a Ferrari. The loud muffler gives it one more horsepower. You post Instagram stories, all your friends are recording it. Of course, it'll be a disaster if you get in an accident. Like, how are you going to tell the Geico Lizard that you wanted to drag race your SUV? You got to know what you're doing on that speedway, though, right? I'm sure there's an attorney in Miami that can pull some strings and make it happen, right? So I think that's one of the many things that the Miami F1 should participate in, is allowing locals to race their cars and become I don't know, like a traditional event. And if you think about, you know, the city of Miami could use a few extra bucks. Let's say out of the $50, you send it into the city. Everybody's going to start making a profit, whether it's the event producers, the person that sells a ticket to their friends and family to watch them race the car, to the city of Homestead, to the speedway. I mean, there's so many opportunities here. I don't really think $300 chicken nuggets are going to fly here, but I'm sure you could sell a hamburger, right? You got some food trucks pulling up. It'd be a one big event. I think that this would be a really good experiment to do in the city of Miami, where you allow the locals to race their cars in the Homestead Speedway. Because no one really cares. Look, here's the thing, man. No one really cares about Formula One. Like, if I look up Miami F1 news, when it comes to these kinds of things, like, no one really cares about the details. But if the people of Miami recognize somebody racing, that would be way more fun than you like name dropping these people that the city doesn't care about these racers, man. But if your next door neighbor is a 50-year-old mechanic in Hialeah and he's racing his car, that's a lot of fun to see. FIA announced major F1 change for Miami Grand Prix. The FIA has confirmed that the sole free practice session at the Miami Grand Prix will be increased from 1 hour to 90 minutes. The weekend in Florida is a sprint weekend, meaning FP2 and FP3 will not run, and the tweaks to the new for 2026 F1 regulations, the motorsport governing body has extended the practice to allow time for teams and drivers to get up to speed with the refined rules. You see what I'm saying? No one cares about this stuff in our city. We just say we got a ticket and we go. No one really follows up on this stuff. We didn't even know that it was an hour. And we don't even care if you extended it to 90 minutes. We'll be walking around taking social media photos. We won't even notice. Let's go to another article to show you just how irrelevant some of these things are for us. All right, here we go. Audi has launched a Miami-inspired limited edition Adidas collection ahead of the Formula One race weekend at the Hard Rock Stadium. The Miami collection features the colors of Florida City with sunset pinks and baby blues. It also draws inspiration from the Team Geist design of the 2006 FIFA World Cup. The collection, which is available now from the official Audi F1 store or directly from the Adidas, includes pieces such as t-shirts for 45 pounds. This is the kind of stuff that's news for us in the city of Miami. Like, all right, there's a limited edition fashion piece for 45 pounds and shoes for 90 pounds, which from experience, you got to double it, close to dollars. So if you're wearing this, no one's going to know it's that important unless you put, these are limited edition and 90 pounds. And then when you post that on social media, that's when people actually start caring about the F1. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this person went to the F1 and was able to afford such shoes or such chicken nuggets or whatever. You post it, next thing you know, you become a sensation for the next 15 minutes until the algorithm says that's enough. So let's go to the next article to see if we find anything that's relevant to Miami when it comes to the F1. So here you go. This is another one. Bringing the magic to Miami. The vibe at a glance. F1 team marks the second chapter of the team's global off-track experience in Miami, following on from a highly successful debut in Melbourne. The team has set Formula One closer to fans and committees, once again creating a dedicated presence in the city throughout race week. With activity ranging from partnership with iconic bakeries to DJ sessions From street art to immersive F1 experiences, fans will experience F1 in Miami in new ways. What is the Formula One about? Parties, fashion, food, and social media. So that's why I believe racing your car in Homestead will be a way more successful event during race week. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to all this stuff coming in here, we're talking about Rosetta Bakery, like the one in Brickell. So what is it about the F1 that is relevant and relatable to the city of Miami? We just talk about it for 48 hours. What did you do? Did you get access to it? And if you did, how much did you spend? What were you wearing? What did you eat? Do you know the name of the person that won the race? No. Do you know anything about what happened during the race? I think there was a Tide logo on the car. That's my point, man. Let's ask AI. Do you believe that there are actual racing fans during Formula One in the city of Miami? If so, what is the main purpose? And if not, what is the most relevant and relatable thing for the locals of Miami? Oh, there are absolutely real racing fans at Miami Grand Prix. They just coexist with an enormous layer of performance art. Yes, real fans are there, and they come for real reasons. There are at least 4 tribes. The motorsports purists, these people actually care about tire compounds, qualifying pace, undercuts, telemetry. They can tell you why Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton took a certain line into turn 11. For them, Miami is a U.S. stop on a world championship, a street-style circuit with strategy variables, a chance to watch elite engineering in person. It's basically live opera for engineers. How many engineers are there in the city of Miami? Miami has exotic car people, tons of them, G-Wagons, Lambos, Turner guys, collectors. For them, F1 is partly racing, partly aspirational machine worship. Some locals love major spectacles. Same people who do Miami Heat, playoffs, Dolphins, games, Basel, boat shows. The racing is another big civic moment. The social tourism crowd. This is the loudest layer. People think it's a whole thing. It's not. It's just the most visible because they're filming themselves next to decorative yachts that are sitting on painted water. Human beings built a fake marina and rich people posed in it. We are ridiculous. We are a ridiculous species. We? AI thinks you think you're part of us? I need an objective view, not a subjective one, AI. So what's the main purpose of F1 in Miami? Honestly, 3 purposes. Sport, legitimate global racing, economic theater, hospitality, tourism, branding, luxury, signaling. City identity projection. Miami likes events that say we are international, glamorous, chaotic, expensive, and awake too late. F1 fits that perfectly. But if you ask what is most relatable to locals, that's different. For many locals, the relatable thing is not racing, it's watching Miami perform itself. There you go. I mean, it took a while to get there, but it's there. The relatable observations are traffic somehow gets worse during an event about speed. Eventually, everyone suddenly becomes an expert in aerodynamics. Promoters treat paddock passes like sacred relics. People who never watched a race in their life say, I'm an F1 person now. That is deeply Miami. If I had to reduce it to one truth, for true fans, F1 is a Miami motorsport. For many locals, it's a satire of status culture with race cars attached. Both are real, and weirdly, that tension is why the event works. Are people in Miami watching Formula One or auditioning for it? Yes, that's exactly what I made this podcast for. I think it's mostly an audition, and I'm not mad at that. I mean, again, this is a satirical podcast. It's not like I'm trying to roast people for it. Well, I am, but in a loving way. And that's what makes Miami events so amazing, because it's really just us saying that we're there. But are we really there? Are we in the moment watching the race cars drive by at incredible miles per hour? No. So I think that the Miami Speedway, or rather the Homestead Speedway, should start allowing the market that is illegal racing as a spectacle for us to watch. So instead of putting people on mugshots, we can show them holding up the trophy right next to their mugshot. That way, the Miami racing culture gets a shout out. We can redeem ourselves, and that is probably a more prominent thing to do as an international racing event. Where else do they have the F1? So what happened? The ChatGPT gave up on me? Come on. Come on, AI. Oh, there we go. All over the world. That's part of what makes Formula One feel bigger than just a race. It moves like a traveling circus of billion-dollar engineering and sleep deprivation. Europe, Monza, Italy, Circuit de Monaco, England, Belgium, Austin, Las Vegas, Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Singapore, Japan, Australia. All right, so what do you think separates, bear with me in the spelling, what do you think separates Miami F1 from all the other events? Satire and luxury. So Miami adds like a nightlife twist to F1. There's a fashion sense to it. Most races happen at a circuit. Miami happens inside mythology. The theater, flex culture, influencer absurdity, real estate energy, you know, maybe some crypto involved. So there you have it. We kind of add a little more theater to the motorsport, and that's kind of what separates us. But if we add that extra layer when we can race our cars in Homestead, I say why not? What would be probably the best way to apply? You need to be an ex illegal sports car club owner. You need to have a loud muffler on your car and some speeding tickets that you haven't paid off. That way you can participate. I don't even think we have to wait to F1 to do these kinds of things, man. I mean, if I know we have like Fastway Fridays or whatever it's called, but if we make that a big event itself, we could probably be bigger than the F1. Sure, the F1 travels all over the world and all that, but at the same time, no one has ever done anything like this where the locals can race their cars. It adds that Miami flair to it, and then it can be an international event where anybody can come down and see street legal cars racing each other with loud mufflers and then getting speeding tickets pardoned. Maybe even do a donut. Maybe what about like a donut competition? Miami should also include doing like some sort of motorsport Olympics. Sure, you can race around the speedway, go really fast, drag race, but what about like performing stunts? What about getting into a high-speed chase with a cop car legally inside the Homestead Speedway and just seeing how somebody can outmaneuver a cop? As a matter of fact, there you go. All right, so skit idea. Miami F1 Olympics. Speeding Olympics. So, the same way that when you watch the Olympics, you can see someone figure skating or see someone lift heavy weights, is the same way that we can see somebody outmaneuvering a cop, somebody lifting a heavy Harley during a thunderstorm. You can also see somebody doing donuts, figure eights, stuff like that, right? So where else can you see this kind of event when it comes to motorsports? Nowhere else. We've got the speedway for it. Why not include it? So I think there you go. I think we came up with a really good sketch. All right. And with that being said, let's head on over to MiamiComedy.com to review the comedy shows happening this week. Is it F1 week already? All right, so Mondays and Fridays, we've got Thank You Miami in Little Havana. Tuesdays and Saturdays, we're over at Blackbird Ordinary. Too Lit Tuesday and So Lit Saturday, man. We are going ham on these shows, man. I've never seen a pregame as much fun as this, man. Like, all right, picture this. People around the crowd. You go on stage. You make them laugh. You socialize. Sometimes you can even see love blossom. And then right after that, you get a VIP section. Tuesday nights is ladies' night. Everyone has a great time. We also got the Miami Comedy membership. It's kind of like a VIP texting group. If you're the kind of person that, wants to get special treatment, drink perks, complimentary drinks, buy one, get one free drinks, and participate with all the other people in the city of Miami that like going to comedy shows, definitely look into that. And also, we are almost out of Miami Comedy merch. I only got small and medium available. I got like 12 left. I think I like 50-50, 6 and 6. Also, affiliated events. Jim Jeffries is coming. Not April 10th. I got the wrong date. April 25th, we got Chris Tucker. I think this one's also April 25th. One is over at the RNA Theater in Broward, and the other one is at the Hard Rock Live in Hollywood, Florida. Back to back. Also, check out comedycalendar.com, the brand new project where you can go anywhere in the United States, search your favorite comedian or the city that you're in, and you'll find local comedy shows happening nearby. All right, that is it for the Miami Comedy Podcast. Let me know what you think. Should Miami start creating its own racing events so that it differentiates itself even more from the international F1 events happening all over the world? All right, once again, miamicomedy.com for all the comedy shows here happening locally. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on the next episode.